Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Humanity as Organism Thrives Convergence Room at World Unity Week, Day 7, on the day with theme of love. And we've just done a wonderful Akashic Records reading, so much mind-blowing wisdom. I will be doing a session which is slightly experiential, and it's called Abundance, Truth, Peace Interwoven. It is only going to be 30 minutes, but I feel that there's a lot that we can do in 30 minutes. Let me tell you why this came into being. So I have written a book called The Truth Walker's Journey, The Unbecoming of Who You Are Not. This book came through me since 2013. And while I won't go into the whole story, it started with a moment of what one would call darkness, when I had a fibroadenoma in my breast, which just by its nature was benign, but it had to be taken out by excision because it was the size of a lemon. And that's what started the whole process. I am only 4'11" and a half, and I had to say to myself, well, what kind of a person doesn't notice the growth the size of a lemon in her breast? And I had to go into how I really felt and what that meant for me. And in my misalignment, I found that there was something there. I was going to take a journey and began that journey by blogging my feelings every day throughout the time before the excision and, on the day through surgery and afterwards. These blogs slowly turned into a book, and it was something that came through me. And what came through me was, firstly, the Truth Walker's Manifesto, which is how we live in truth. The Truth Walker's Manifesto is 8 principles about the journey through self, to connect and align, and then come from that space and be free to live deepest truth without the influence of the external, like circumstances, opinions, societal expectations, culture, religion, any of that. Just getting to deepest truth, to what one believes at one's core. And then once one has freed oneself from all the white noise, then one decides there's a choice there. Am I going to just continue living my truth? But when I'm in truth, that is the world I wish to see. And I want that for other people, to connect with their deepest truth. And that's the world that I stand up to create. And that's the definition of a truth walker, if one had to define it. So that was my own journey, which becomes the journey of a truth walker. And through that journey, what also came through me was the unbecoming process. And unbecoming who you're not is simply the process of becoming who you are at your deepest level, at your core, at your truth. You can call that your heart, your center, higher self, source within, God within, whatever label you want to give it. But that was how it actually started for me. And as I said, in my misalignment, I became aligned. So what we're going to do here is we're going to explore alignment through the unbecoming process, which the unbecoming process has 5 building blocks. It is gratitude, education, meditation, connection, and empathy. And we're probably going to I just feel called to use gratitude and then education. So we're going to go into those building blocks. At the same time, how is peace and how is abundance woven into this? So to be able to even get into abundance or get into peace, we have to be aligned. And we're going to do that through the unbecoming process. So we're going to first explore alignment. So just be comfortable. And we're going to go into the feeling of what gratitude feels like. And it can be gratitude for anything in this moment. Gratitude is not a list. It's simply a feeling in the moment. Now, if you're having a good day, you could probably find a million things to be grateful and in appreciation for. And if today is where you're feeling a little misaligned, it might be something simpler. Maybe you're just grateful for a hug or your pet just being just cuddling up against you. And if you're not even at that level, then I would say to you, go find an essential oil if you use them in this moment and just smell it, because another version of gratitude is what feels good in this moment. So you can do that. If you don't have access to something like an essential oil, or it doesn't call to you, then just look at something in your vicinity, whether it's a color, a texture, a piece of clothing, a food item, anything that just allows you to feel that much better, that you feel, I like that. I want that. I love that color. That texture looks so good. So go into whatever version of gratitude you'd like to right now. And if you'd like to share in the chat or even raise your electronic hand and just mention something that you feel grateful for, not a list, not an intellectual list, but just something that you feel gratitude for in this moment, just put it in the chat or raise your electronic hand.
I'm grateful for my wrists and my nose that allow the delivery of the aromatherapy.
I can feel that. I'm grateful for divine wisdom. And we're just going to be with that. And you may want to just go through it and list 5 more things that you just feel in gratitude for. Maybe it's love, life, the color blue, Zoom, connection, comfort, warmth, electricity, water, essential oils, paper, pen, journal, rock, communication. Leo, I'm grateful for the abundance of now. That's beautiful. Yeah. And just take a breath and be in this space. And now that we're raising our vibration with abundance, grab a journal or a piece of paper, and we're going to go into the building block of education. Now, what this is, we often think of ourselves as qualified or not qualified. In fact, in the previous session, one of the attendees was saying something about being with all the amazing people. Melanie, let me read yours. I'm grateful to be alive at this pivotal time, nature and being connected to everything. Oh, that is beautiful. I share that. I share that deeply. Thank you. And now when we're in this space, yes, so the previous attendee had said that she was talking about being in the space of accomplished people. That's what she said. And I received that. And I said, aren't we all accomplished? Because we're all beings of love, isn't that? And it's not so much an accomplishment, but if we have to use the word accomplished, aren't we all accomplished as beings of love? Some of us maybe feel called to put ourselves out there, and other people recognize it as accomplished, but we're all accomplished. So going into education, often we feel either qualified or unqualified, and we feel that something that a qualification often makes us worthy of doing something or being somewhere or taking part in conversation or just exchanging an idea with someone, which is really not the case. So in your journal, just make a list of, let's go for, just to start with, 10 things that you feel educated about. Now, these can be skills, they can be talents, they can be anything that you are or that you've done. And it doesn't have to be school education. For example, I have a BA degree with majors in English and education. That is a formal qualification. However, there are things that I've done which are not formal. I have been guide, I have been caregiver, I have been counselor, I have been admin assistant, I have been manager. I have been, so all these things, and it doesn't have to be just career-wise. It can be anything. So anything that you feel that you've done or been in this lifetime, just put that down. And we're going to go for 10 things. And I'll just give you one more example that I read the Akashic records, and sometimes my clients will come to me and they'll want to tell me the background of a story or, about themselves. And not only do I read their Akashic records, but I also hold space for them. And afterwards, should there be a need, I can be with them and I can coach them and counsel them. So all those are qualifications too, even if you didn't get them formally. And let's just give it a minute. And also don't think too much about it. Just go for it. Right. I love that your list is 11 instead of 10, Melanie. We only start with 10 because a lot of people aren't used to making a list like that, and their head is still questioning whether they're actually qualified for it, or are they just imagining it, and their heart is telling them that yes, this is who I am. So I love that your list is 11 and it can go on to 50. Just in the interest of time, we'll take the first 10. Right. Does anyone want to share? And if you don't, that's okay. But if you'd like to share some things that are on your list. Go ahead, Melanie.
Okay, so on my list, I put mentor, caregiver, medium, channeler, being a beacon of light to others, author, educational assistant, but I left that career now. After 18 years, I decided to take that shift and that leap of faith. Support worker with individuals with special needs, Ayurvedic wellness counselor, mentor to children by teaching them how to use their intuition. And I'm also an energetic healer.
Oh, what was the last thing?
Energetic healer. I do some healing with people. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. And we're just going to take 30 seconds now. Just be in the space of that and feel the wholeness of everything that comes through together, because it's not just individual little steps. It's the wholeness of who you are and what you're, by being who you are, what you've given, everything at every point in your life, and just having given that. And that's amazing, totally amazing. Yep. And now anyone else want to share? Hi, welcome, Maureen. You're welcome to join us. We're doing an experiential session to do with truth, abundance, peace. And I asked everyone, we got into the space of gratitude, which it's easy to be in today because we're at World Unity Week, but I was asking everyone to just write down 10 things that they have been, that whether they formally qualified at it or not. So you may have been caregiver and not have been a qualified caregiver, but you did it, and at different points of life. And I asked for 10 things. So if you want to watch, you're welcome to. If you'd like to participate, then just write them down. Let me read here. Leo, we are a living library. Each of us has volumes of human experience and insight we can lend to others for their human journey. Yes, that is beautiful. Anyone else want to share? If you'd like to, then just raise your electronic hand, and if not, that's totally fine. Okay, well, we're going to go on to the next part of this. And Melanie, thank you for sharing, that abundant being that you are. We're going to start from there, because we're all these abundant beings, and we are able to give just by being who we are. I am the epic spark. I am light. I am love. I am realization. I am reader. I am writer. I am life. I am the expression of the universe. I am of, from, and with Mother Earth. And just feel that. Just take 30 seconds to feel that. I'll read it again. I am the epic spark. I am light. I am love. I am realization. I am reader. I am writer. I am life. I am the expression of the universe. I am from, of, with, on Mother Earth. I am part of the 13.8 billion year story of the universe. Just feel that, where we come from. And now from there can be no abundance without truth. And when we get into alignment with that truth of who we are, then we are able to get into abundance. And this is where the Akashic Records reading started coming into play, because about 3 months ago, I did a 30-day journey with going into the Akashic Records and just getting wisdom about abundance. So I will read some of these abundance messages, and it really answers that. How are we able to just see ourselves as abundance? And the only way is through truth, because when we misaligned, then we can't feel that we are worthy enough to be abundant in any way. And abundance isn't about money. That is only a tangible product that our abundance created from within. So there is a reading, one of the first readings that I've done, and it was, how do I enter the realm of abundance at the beginning of every day? And what came was, hold on to one good feeling thought when you awaken. Be conscious of it in the asleep awake state. Condition yourself to be conscious of it. Feel your way into one more thought that is easy to expand. Allow it to expand and unfold. Let it be easy and spacious. No specifics, no attachments, no thinking about outcome. Breathe deeply with focus. Allow anything in that is vibration raising. Be in that space as long as possible. And just feel that abundance. And they are age-old nature beings. I'm quoting this verbatim. They are age-old nature beings on Earth, living energy, life-giving beings in this universe who bear witness to your magnificence. Know who you are. Be with your abundant breath. It is only one example of your abundance of life and abundant life-giving nature. Your presence is an ongoing gift to the world. And we are flowing. Flowing is the germination of seed into flower. It can't be stopped. It can't be held back. The process continues unhindered. So it is with life and abundance. The energy journeys unhindered. And we can give ourselves lots of examples. And one of the most easy examples to give ourselves is when we look at the blades of grass in the gardens, that just keeps, there is just an energy flow there. It keeps on growing weeds. They keep on growing soil. How do we ever count the grains of soil? Totally abundant. And then come the cells in our bodies. I think it's, Tom, you'd be able to help with this. 3 trillion cells every day that are exchanged, something like that.
300 billion, yeah, half a trillion.
300 billion, okay. It is so, it just is so fascinating. And once we accept that abundance is the way of life, it is how we are and how we function, now we can move into peace. And with that comes just that feeling of, I am an abundant being and I continue with peace. And when we're in peace, then we can get to the space where, as truth walkers, we release the need to be right, and we release the need to enforce our opinions and our expectations on our fellow beings. We also release the need to accept and receive anyone else's expectations and opinions. So we're in that space. And let's move into the space of peace and love from there. And I'm just going to end with 30 seconds of meditation. You are the air, you are peace, you are breath, you are love, you are flowing, you are abundance. You are the grains of sand on Mother Earth. You are the grass. You are the living food and the living soil. You are water flowing. I am you and you are me. You are giver, you are receiver. You are the epitome of abundance and the gift of life. And just be with that. And we are all living witnesses to the abundance of life, and we are all creators of abundance in life. Leo, I'm reading your comment. Rather than gratitude for memories of the past or anxiety about future blessings not yet realized, anchor your gratefulness in the present moment. That's exactly it. Just being in the moment with whatever is, and then finding that gratitude. And this is just a shift. If we take this shift daily, every day, and we use one of those building blocks, whether we use gratitude or we read our education building block and go into how abundant we are, and we get into that alignment of our truth, then we know we can be at peace and we can be truth walkers every day. Oh, thank you so much, Maureen. I appreciate that. Thank you. And Shamima, can you just put the link to the Truth Walker's Journey in the chat if you'd like to just read a bit about what the Truth Walker's Journey is about, which it will soon be available. The details are there. Yes, and please feel free to reach me if you want to have a conversation. I love getting to know people and getting on a Zoom call. Or in the last session, we just discovered we were in, I think, 5 different countries. It was wonderful. We are all a gift to the world. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Namaste. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, everyone. And feel free to get in touch. Thank you, Leo. I'm just going to stop the recording.